2023. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burley of Burleyman Gaming. Good morning to you, Burley, out there in Canada. How are you?
I'm good. I've had a little ISP issues over yesterday. Good evening to you, Expat. How are you?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I mean, I had some business to take care of yesterday, so we couldn't do the morning show yesterday. But we're back. So, I'm doing good. Weather out here is still cold, in the evening. And my son came back from Tokyo again. I was a little surprised. I thought he was gonna stay. He's got like a dental appointment out here, in the city that we live in. Because his insurance card is for this city. So I mean, I thought he was gonna come back on the weekend again, but it's like he took the train to go out to his university, and then he came back again tonight. I just like, what? And I'm like, well, do you have class tomorrow or Friday? And he's like, no. So okay, man. So I
university where you get class off for Thursday and Friday.
I don't know.
Like when I was in college, you were lucky if you got the right schedule. You're lucky if you had one day off or a day with just one class.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because he's got finals and stuff coming up, and I think it's getting close to the end of the semester. So I guess he doesn't have to go that much, and some of them he does online still. So like online meetings and stuff like that with his seminars and stuff like that. But I was just surprised. I thought he wasn't going to come back for the weekend, but he just he came back. So good enough.
He's found a group of friends and they're taking down palaces.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So we got a great show for you here in the morning show for this edition. Leaked images from Suicide Squad. So Burley, it looks like there's going to be some live service elements to the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game. We're going to talk about that. Obviously, we're going to talk Ubisoft because the CEO of Ubisoft made some comments, and obviously from those comments, the union is demanding higher pay, and it looks like they're going to be striking over in the I think it's the Paris studio. We're going to be talking about that. And then obviously Forspoken system requirements. We're going to be talking about the PC system requirements, and boy, oh boy, there's some high specs for those.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about that as well. So we're going to start getting into the topics right after this, so stay tuned. All right, leaked image from Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League seems to confirm live service elements, and this, of course, is not the image. I'm going to show you the image right now, everybody.
Oh.
So, if you look at this image, what does that say, Burley?
That says Battle Pass, and oh boy, that because this game didn't have enough negative going for it. They had to shoot themselves literally in the foot more.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and put the link to the article I'm going to read from here from Game Informer. So a new image from Suicide Squad, which I'm showing you right now, Kill the Justice League, has leaked, and it seems to confirm that it will be a live service game, or at least feature games as a service elements. This image, of course, which you can view here, comes from the 4chan forum as reported by Video Games Chronicle, which is also verified with sources that the image is real. The image appears to be Suicide Squad's start menu and features standard things like game mode selection, chapter select, difficulty, and matchmaking. It also features some menus to page through at the top, including a battle pass. Under those top bar menus are what appear to be various currencies as well. So it goes on to say, according to VGC sources, a battle pass is in fact planned for Suicide Squad, but it will be focused on cosmetic things like skins. The publication says it understands the currencies in the image to be, quote, XP used to power up and customize the skill trees of each anti-hero, effectively making them unique to the player, end quote. Quote, you don't start off rebuffed and weak, end quote, VGC sources told it. Quote, you just start off great and can get ridiculous like Arkham Knight's Batman, end quote. So Arkham Knight developer Rocksteady Studios has revealed very little of Suicide Squad, leaving many to speculate on what exactly this game is, and it seems, as many expected, it will seemingly be a live service title. With the game due out sometime this year, here's hoping Rocksteady starts giving us some more information soon. Is it a full-on live service title, or does it just feature elements of games as a service? What are your thoughts on this, Burley? What do you think?
Well, first things first, we got good old Tuil, one of our patrons in the chat here. Good morning,
hey,
Tuil.
Hey, good to see you in the chat, man. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thank you for coming. This, no offense, I don't trust anything from after playing and buying Gotham Knights. I don't trust anything with WB in this. And the alleged, we're not going to talk about it, but the story has leaked for this game. An apparent leak for the story, and it does not sound that good. Yeah, but like, this didn't need a battle pass. I don't think this was Rocksteady's decision. I think this was WB and being like, no, you have to have this in the game.
Yeah.
And then, and like them saying, no. They all have their own loadouts and all that, and it's to make them unique and feel like. If you want to make them unique, how about using stuff the actual characters? King Shark doesn't use a gun. Harley, yes, she could use a gun, but she'll have her bat gun and all this other stuff and all her other stuff. But no, they all have to have guns. Like
and Deadshot. Obviously, Deadshot.
Deadshot makes sense.
Yeah,
the one that makes the most sense.
Right.
Captain Boomerang, I can see it, but he's more using his boomerangs.
Yeah.
Like this game, I just don't see who this is marketed to, like who this is really marketed to, because you're changing some stuff, and now the heavy marketing of this game, because of the unfortunate passing of Kevin Conroy, is all going to be focused. We saw that at the Game Awards, and they're going to milk that for the next couple of months.
Yeah.
The more and more I see of this game, the more and more I do not want to play it.
Well, that's the problem, Burley. We haven't seen it. I mean, we haven't seen any of the gameplay. I mean, all it's been is cutscenes. That's all we get.
Yeah, so, we had like one thing of 2 seconds of gameplay, but you know what I mean? What we have seen, nothing draws me in of like, ooh, this is going to be Rocksteady. They're great quality and all this and that. It just looks like, this is generic shooter thing with four superhero characters. Oh, you get to fight the Justice League.
Yeah. Is this game supposed to be first person or third person?
I think this was third person.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering correctly from the snippets they show you.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I that's interesting you say that about possibly this is the WB's doing that. This is going on. I'm interested because Hogwarts Legacy is right around the corner, whether or not we're going to get the same type of stuff with Hogwarts Legacy, being its WB and all as well. So
I'm sure there's probably going to be some skins and stuff in Hogwarts Legacy you can buy. They're going to do that. It's just whether or not how many people are going to buy it. I'm like, this is something. I get it to a point. If you want to make extra digital items and people can buy them, I'd rather it just be in the game, and as you play and progress, you buy them and get them in the game.
Yeah.
But I get it. There is a market because game companies keep doing this, and there are whales that will just keep pumping the money in for them.
Do you see this game being delayed to 2024?
Possibly. Mm-hmm. Due to with the leaks and other stuff we've that are happening. I could see it being delayed, but the problem is they haven't given us much, so it's hard to say. Are they just holding back to do one big reveal of a lot of stuff, or are they going to just go, we need more time? And because who's to say with the battle pass being leaked, is it going to be a big enough negative blowback that WB tells Rocksteady, no, you need to take that out. You need to take that out. We were wrong. So here's an additional 3 or 4 months of development time.
I don't see if it's only like skins and things like that. I don't see that big of a blowback.
Yeah,
so we should see that. All right. So yeah, let us know in the comments what you think about this. Do you think this game is coming out in 2023? Let us know in the comments. So next up, we're going to be talking about Ubisoft, and of course, last week a lot of news pertaining to Ubisoft, and of course the games that they were canceling, as well as their financial reports. So the CEO made some comments, and it looks like there could be strikes on the way. Anyway, we're going to get to that right after Burley flies the drone. So Burley, get that drone stick ready. All right, we'll be back right after this. All right, so CEO's catastrophic comments have Ubisoft Paris workers planning for a strike. So, yeah, doesn't look good. So this is from over at GameSpot.com. I'm going to read a little bit of it for you. Workers of Ubisoft Paris may strike in response to comments from Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot, with the workers demanding increased salaries, a 4-day work week, more transparency, and an end to abusive management practices. According to PC Gamer, the union's action is both a consequence of Guillemot's comments and Ubisoft's general financial state. Earlier in January, Ubisoft canceled several unnamed projects and delayed Skull and Bones yet again. It also stated that Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, sorry, Tweel, I know you love that game, and Just Dance 2023 failed to hit sales markers, I should say. Delays in combination with lower sales have put the company in a bad financial spot. CEO Yves Guillemot sent an email to Ubisoft staff, which was obtained by Kotaku. In the email, I should say, Guillemot urged employees to work hard and be frugal. He said, quote, "Today more than ever, I need your full energy and commitment to ensure we get back on the path to success. I am also asking each of you to be especially careful and strategic with your spending and initiatives to ensure we're being as efficient and lean as possible," end quote. So in response, the Ubisoft Paris chapter of Solidaires Informatique released a statement. Solidaires Informatique is a trade union encompassing several tech companies in France. The statement claims that Guillemot's words urge employees to give into, quote, managerial pressure, end quote, and work, quote, overtime, end quote. It also hints at the future possibilities of layoffs, studio closures, and salary cuts. I could see that happening. Yep. According to the statement, Guillemot's word and hidden intentions shift the blame from management to employees, asking them to take the financial and labor burden for the company's decisions. In the statement, the union made 4 demands of the company: an immediate 10% increase for all salaries, regardless of annual increases, to compensate for inflation. With the hundreds of millions of euros obtained by Tencent, of course, there is money in the coffers of the employers. Next, the improvement of working conditions, in particular the implementation of the 4-day week. So a 4-day work week, Burley. Transparency on the evolution of the workforce, both locally and globally. And finally, a strong commitment against disguised dismissals and condemnation of abusive managerial policies that push employees to resign. So yeah, good luck with that. This could get a lot messier than it is already. Burley, your thoughts?
Oh, this is going to get a lot messier, but first thing, we got Tweel here in the chat saying Sparks of Hope wasn't as good as the first one.
Okay. Thank you so much for that information. I knew you were going to comment as soon as I mentioned that from the article. But anyway, yeah, thanks so much, man. Yeah, go for it, Burley.
Yeah, no, I understand that the employees are pissed, and they good on them for wanting to strike and all that. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, their demands, they are not going to get all those. The 10%, you're not going to get that. Ubisoft won't budge on that, especially when they're not doing as hot right now.
Yeah.
Not to say they don't have the money in the coffers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Let's say they don't. Yeah. Ubisoft has money.
Yeah.
They should be giving their employees more money, whether it be 10% or whatever number.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into that, but their employees should get it, and they should be looking into the managers and all this and all that. The ones that are really pushing and being like, well, Fred over here works 70 hours this week. You only work 44.
Yeah.
Fred really is dedicated. You're not.
Yeah, I'm telling you this much right now. Fred is not going to get the 4-day work week.
Yeah, no,
he might get a 40-hour work week and 5 days a week, but he ain't getting no 4 days a week.
You ain't gonna get a 4-day work week. I personally, I'd love to have that. I would work 4 10s, no problem, to get to get an extra day off.
Yeah, well, since Tuil is watching, and I know he lives in the U.S., maybe he can enlighten us. I remember a long time ago, back in the day, of course, when I was living in the Bay Area, and working in Silicon Valley area, there were a lot of companies about 25 years ago that started implementing the 4-day work week and actually, commuting, because of their commute distance. So you would be, if you live far from the office, you could work 4 days a week. And of course, you would have the option in your first 5 years, I think the 5th day a week, you would work remotely. So yeah, I don't know if that is still being implemented in the US or if that has changed in any way. But yeah, I mean, that would be something that maybe they could consider for Ubisoft and these employees. I don't know, as kind of some kind of
concession.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't see them doing that, and it's like the CEO making those comments of really putting the pressure on the employee. No, so not fair, because it's not the employees why they're in this situation. It's their decisions by management and all that, and they just keep they've been bad with their marketing, flooding the market with games and just getting stuff out, and it's not ready like they did. Do you know how they took quite a bit of blowback when, remember, Far Cry 6 didn't win Game of the Year? They put out a Game of the Year edition to help drive sales up because they had copies and they really wanted to make their money back.
Yeah, Tuil says in the comments, I work from home, and I think more companies do that instead of 4-day work weeks. Yeah, I think Tuil, probably that was due to the corona as well. A lot of companies now are letting employees work remotely, but there's a lot of companies I know of in San Francisco that are saying you need to come back to the office now at least half of the week. So but that's good for those of you that can work from home.
I love it. I work from home. We because we're such a small company, we've all had conversations, and the owner of the business says there's no point in dragging you guys back, because he says, if I drag you back, you guys are going to be more miserable to be coming back. You guys get the same amount of work done working from home. What's the point?
Well,
exactly.
Burley, in my line of work, you cannot work from home, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, in your line of work, I work in tech, remotely assisting computers, companies, and all that. So it makes sense to work from home.
Yeah. So, all right. So it's time to move on. So next up, we're going to be talking about Forspoken. So Burley's going to be telling us about the PC requirements. And boy, oh boy, you need to have a pretty hefty PC to be playing this game if you want to run it in better than 1440p and over 30 frames per second. Yeah, that's what it looks like. So we're going to get to that right after this. So stay tuned. All right, with 1 week to go, we finally know the Forspoken system requirements. So this is from over at gamesradar.com. So Burley, I'm going to let you take over on this one. So what are the PC requirements for Forspoken? Boy, oh boy.
Okay, so yeah, we got different tiers. So the minimum, you need to be Windows 10 after the November 2019, so 1909 version, or Windows 11. You got to have at least an AMD Ryzen 5 1600 or Intel i7 3770.
Yeah.
And for video card, either an AMD RTX RX 5500 XT or a G4 or 1060 on the NVIDIA side with 16 gigs of RAM. You'll get 720 resolution, but 30 frames per second.
Yeah.
But here's the real kicker. Hard drive space, 150
gigs,
man. They're saying to Call of Duty and Warzone, hold my beer.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I can't wait to see the PS5 size.
And that's for 720p, Burley. And for all of you out there, 720p and 150 gig of hard disk space. Yeah.
So now the recommended, same on the Windows versions, but CPU Ryzen 5 3600 or Intel i7 8700K, the AMD 6700 XT or the 3070 for the NVIDIA with 24 gigs of RAM. You get 1440p 30 FPS, but they want you to now have an SSD. So no mechanical hard drive for this. If you want to run it unrecommended.
Console gamers, burly console gamers right now are probably laughing.
Yeah, but just wait till they see how much space I'm sure it's going to eat on your PS5.
Oh yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of PC gamers out there, obviously, and we love all of you guys and gals, but all these specs. Go ahead, man.
Now here comes the real killer, Ultra. Same on the Windows version, but for CPU, AMD Ryzen 5 5800X or the Intel i7 12700. The GPU for graphics, AMD 6800 XT, the 16 gig version, or the NVIDIA 4080 which was the new release. Those are expensive. The second highest of their AMD. Not AMD, NVIDIA card. The 4090 is the highest, but 32 gigs of RAM, but you get 2160 60 FPS.
Yeah.
This is insane.
This notebook that I have here, Burley, we talked about, that I got earlier last year, like in the spring. It's got the 3070 in it. This notebook. But still, just to be able to run it in 2160 a 4080 or 4090, come on, man.
So very few, the top 1/1% can do that. And this is just insane that they're going this. You need this high on or you just buy it on PS5. This seems like the PC version, for whatever reason, it's not as well optimized, and it's making me curious to see how this is really going to run on PS5, because we've seen the little trailers and then they did release the demo. I've tried the demo on my PS5 and it ran well, I'll say that much, but I had problems with the demo. It doesn't teach you to do any of the cool stuff that they've shown you in trailers. It's hey, you play with the controller, you spend an hour or two finding the button combinations that work, or go look on YouTube. Guides people.
Do we know the hard disk space spec for consoles? Is it 150?
I was just about to look.
If it's like 150 gig, man, that's like taking up the majority of your hard disk space right there.
No, they have not released on console. How
I'll bet you some spiritual opium right now. It's going to be like 150. It's going to be that close.
It's going to be at least 80.
Over 100. Over 100.
I could see that. Just, do you know how big the demo was?
How much?
About 40 gigs.
40.
It was like 40 gigs.
Just for the demo.
It was like 39 point something.
And how long was the demo? Like an hour or two or something like that?
There's like an hour's worth of story. There's a bunch of side quests you can do. There's a bunch of content you can do, but none of the story, because they just randomly put, how you load in is do you want to do the tutorial? Yeah, I'll do the tutorial. Do the quick, easy tutorial that takes you 2 minutes. And then it just throws you in, and it's a random story point.
Right.
So, and I hate this kind of thing of okay, so I got some story, but I don't really have the full context of what's going on.
Yeah.
Like I like those demos that Square has done over the last couple of years, like with Dragon Quest 11, Octopath, and stuff like that, where you play gives you the first couple hours of your game, and you transfer it into the game.
Yeah.
And it's like, great, that's what I want.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that here with this.
Yeah.
Like I think if you play and do all the challenges in the demo, you get a small item, but I can't remember fully.
Yeah.
It's been a few weeks since I played the demo. But it's just like,
yeah.
This demo, I think, was to try and entice people, because more and more people have been saying, like, I don't get who this game's for. And like me playing it, it was like, okay, I can't see myself spending $100+, because in Canada, the game's like $101 and change on day one.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't see myself wanting to spend that kind of money.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait till this $20, $30 game where I don't feel, if it's not as good, I'm not going to get ripped up feeling like I wasted $100.
Well, I think, the main point of this story and the topic of all of this is specs for PC gaming now, particularly these games, like Forspoken, are just setting the bar so much higher just to be able to get a good frame rate and good quality, when it comes to resolution.
Well, it's not even like that good of a frame. Like you're getting only 60. If I have a 4080 and I'm going on the highest thing,
right? And so there's a lot of PC gamers out there that don't have these specs, and so they're going to have to, find a different alternative to play this game if they really, really want to play it. I mean, maybe they're going to have to play it on console instead. So this might be just the beginning of this type of situation where you're going to have gamers, particularly PC gamers, that are going to have to start switching over to console again because they don't have the type of specs that they are going to need to be able to play the games at the resolutions and the frame rates that they want. And so that's a dilemma for PC gamers out there. And it'll be interesting to see in the future what, if this trend is going to continue. Because it's just getting, the bar is being set higher and higher for these type of games now. So yeah, we shall see.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that's going to do it for this edition of the Arena Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast Morning Show. So if you like this episode, please be sure to hit that like and the subscribe and the notification bell for when we drop a new episode here of the morning show or any of our other content here on the Arena Productions. So we want to thank you all for all of your support and coming in and watching us. And Tuil, thank you so much for popping in. It was kind of a surprise to see you, but to see you in the chat. But thank you so much. We really appreciate you. And thank you so much for coming in, as well as everybody else in video on demand that's going to come and watch our episode here later on. It will be in the Arena Gaming News playlist, morning show playlist, that is. So you can check it out there as well. So thank you so much.
And Tuil says, have a good day. Thank you so much, Tuil. We hope you have a good day as well.
Yeah, have a good day, Tuil. And yeah, I'll just say this for you. I mean, not for me, but go Bucks, right? You'll know what I'm talking about. You'll know what I'm talking about. But what I have to say to Tuil for this coming Sunday, go Niners. Yeah, they're going to beat the Cowboys on Sunday. Yeah. There's some sports guys out there that are big Cowboys fans. You probably know who I'm talking about, Tuil. They're going to be disappointed come this Sunday because I think the 49ers are going to give the Cowboys a beatdown. We shall see. But anyway.
Tuil says hopefully, no, it's all about the Bills, man.
Oh, no. Well, I would love to see a 49ers Bills Super Bowl. That would be awesome. That would be amazing.
That'd be a good game.
I really hope that's what I'm hoping for. I mean, because I don't like Cincinnati. I don't like the Bengals, and yeah. So, I mean, Joe Burrow, he's a great quarterback and all, but I just something about Ohio. I don't know. I'm just kidding, but I've just never been a Bengals fan. I'm a lifelong 49ers fan, born and raised from San Francisco. So, yeah, go Niners. We shall see. Hopefully, Niners Bills in the Super Bowl. All right, that's going to do it. Any last words, Burley? Anything you want to say?
Well, just first of all, thank you, Tweel, and thank you anyone else watching. We really do appreciate it. Like Pat said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that thumbs up button. Really does help us.
Yes.
And also, if you do have the option and you want to support the channel and want to get some cool emoticons to interact with the chat, consider hitting that join button. You'll get some cool emoticons, and it does help support the channel.
Yeah, join us, become a member, and it'll only help us to make the channel even better and bring you great content. So yeah, and of course we're going to be doing a discussion and review of The Last of Us episode 1 this coming weekend after we record our next episode of the Arena Multi-Platform Gaming News podcast, so stay tuned for that. And of course, if you're into Star Wars The Bad Batch, of course I do weekly review episodes for those, and the next one's going to be coming up very soon, so stay tuned for that as well. All right, that's going to do it for us, so thank you so much, and we hope to catch you in the next episode of the Arena Multi-Platform Gaming News Podcast Morning Show. So take care, everyone. Until the next one, peace out.
Bye, everyone.